Everyone knows the basic math of a UFC starting contract. 10,000 to show, 10,000 to win. It's a number that's been etched into the sport's history, and it points to a wider issue of fighter compensation. Consider the economics of a massive event. At a recent major card, the price for a single floor seat, just one chair, was reported to be $12,000. That single seat costs more than the guaranteed pay for an athlete making their debut who steps into the cage and takes a loss. The disparity is stark. We must ask, why does this continue? The simplest explanation is pure market leverage. The UFC does not face enough pressure to increase the entry-level pay scale. To understand the long-term reasons, we need to look back at the competitive landscape. In the 2000s, mixed martial arts had genuine rivals. Pride in Japan, Strikeforce, WEC, and Elite XC in the States. A fighter had viable destinations, and this competition forced the leading promotion to offer better terms. The market wasn't perfect, but it was not a singular power. The UFC strategy was to eliminate this threat not by outcompeting, but by acquiring. Pride was purchased and dissolved. Strikeforce was bought and absorbed. The options for world-class talent slowly evaporated. Only Bellator remained as a major challenger. For years, they provided a home for veterans and cultivated their own stars, keeping some degree of pressure on the system. However, Bellator eventually struggled, suffering from poor business decisions and leadership changes. Then, the final move, the promotion was bought by the PFL. The last significant alternate destination is now part of an expanding entity, further consolidating the industry. The UFC has essentially become the required path for global fame and financial success in MMA. When one entity controls the entry point to a profession, it establishes the prices. The gap between the company's financial success and the fighter's base pay is now enormous. The 2024 financial reports from the UFC's parent corporation, TKO Group Holdings, show that the promotion generated an astounding $1.4 billion in total revenue for the year. Single event gate figures have shattered records, with one recent card pulling in over $16.5 million in ticket sales alone. Yet, the starting fighter compensation remains locked at the same low number it has been for over a decade. Even the famous $50,000 performance bonus is a figure from a completely different financial era of the sport. The most revealing statistic is a split, based on data from legal challenges. The percentage of revenue paid to the athletes is estimated to be around 16 to 18%. In stark contrast, players in major North American team sports like the NBA and NFL typically receive about 50% of their league's revenue. Let's do a quick calculation on that minimum starting contract for a fighter who loses. The initial $10,000 is immediately hit by taxes, manager fees, and coaching percentages, leaving the athlete with a net amount often around $4,000. That is the take-home pay for months of preparation, weight cutting, and the immense physical risk involved. The numbers speak for themselves. The control extends beyond the paycheck. The promotion dictates sponsorship opportunities. The introduction of the exclusive outfitting deal removed the athlete's ability to earn independent sponsor money, a crucial income source that was often substantial. Now they receive small, tiered bonuses while the major sponsorship revenue flows entirely to the promotion. This structure has led to significant legal action. The class action antitrust lawsuit, Lou vs. Zuffa, which covered a period up to 2017, resulted in the UFC agreeing to a $375 million payout to former fighters. Furthermore, the subsequent lawsuit for later fighters rejected a settlement, raising the stakes for a trial where a final judgment could potentially exceed $1 billion. These legal battles underscore the claims that the company leveraged its market power to suppress wages. Fighters in this system are rarely in a position to speak out or challenge the terms, fearing they will be marginalized or cut. The company is the undisputed central power of the MMA world. For a fighter, joining the organization is a requirement for global validation and wealth. Negotiation is often just acceptance. The promotion built its dominance and earned its place. But as the annual revenue figures climb higher and higher, The question for the sport's future is how long the company can sustain this singular market control, while the athletes, who fuel its billion-dollar enterprise, see only a fraction of the profits.